Okay, so this video is going to be in English, so pay careful attention. I'm going to explain how we're going to work with the English journal. For those of you who were at the meeting, you know that we're going to have different methods of assessment, one of which is going to be the English journal. So this is going to be useful both for you and for me because you're going to be able to notice your own personal progress while I'm going to know whether this project is working or not. So it's going to have it's going to be beneficial both for you and for me. So what are you going to do? You're going to go ahead and display this section and open the link. Click on the link to open your English journal. This is going to be a personal document, which means that only you and I are going to be able to see it. Nobody else will be able to see it. So on this first slide, you're going to see the cover of the journal. And then on the second slide, you're going to find the instructions for the journal. And then subsequently, you're going to find, blank pages that you can write on. So let's read the instructions. The first instruction says, put your name on the cover of the notebook. So you're going to go ahead and go to the cover and type your name in here. It says, this journal belongs to, so you're going to type your name. And then the second instruction says, write your goal for the first 5 mini courses of this English training program. And we have an example here. Communicate better with my colleagues in Geneva. Obviously, you all have your personal goals, so you're going to write what your goal is. Let's say that my goal is to be more confident when speaking, So it doesn't have to be work related. It can be just any goal that you have. Then before each journal entry, you're going to write the date. So let's pretend that we're going to write today. So we're going to say that today is the 28th, 2020, and I'm going to ask you to follow this format: first month, then day, and then year. This is the format that American people use. British people use the same format that we use here in Colombia, but I want you to get used to all different sorts of formats, and because we are already used to the format here, then let's just get used to a different kind of format where we have the month first. Okay, so we're going to work with this format. Then you're going to make a journal entry each week for at least 3 of the following categories. And there are 5 categories that you can choose from. The first one is things I find easy in English. Second one, things I find hard in English. Things I would like to be able to do in my work in English. Things I learned this week. Examples of when I used the new things I learned at work, home, or in any other context. So every week you're going to choose 3 of these categories. You can choose more if you want to, but at least 3, and you're going to write about them. Remember, you may write as often as you like, but please write at least once a week, okay? And also give as many examples as you can and explanations, justify why things are difficult or why things are easy, or etc., etc. So let's suppose that I want to write about things that I find easy in English. So maybe for you, maybe I'm finally understanding how to use the past. I believe regular verbs are easy to remember, and I'm becoming better with irregular verbs like, I don't know, go, and then you can write the past, went, and so on. Okay, so you can just, it doesn't have to be a long entry, but you know, write 3 or 4 sentences where you can explain or where you can express yourself clearly about the topic that you chose. And remember that you have to write about 3 of these categories weekly. So obviously you're just gonna have to write the next category, things I find hard, for example. I want to write about it in English, and then you're going to just write your entry. Okay, then you have an example here that you can follow, or you can just follow my example as well. And then you gotta turn in your journals every 3 weeks. How do you turn in your journals? So you can just go ahead and close this. It saves automatically, so if you open it again, you're gonna see that what you wrote is going to be there. Your name is going to be there. Your content is going to be there, so you can, it saves automatically, so you can always just close it. And then to turn it in, you're going to click here what it says view assignment, and then you just go ahead and click on this green button that says turn in. When you click there, you go ahead and say turn in again, and that means that now you're sharing that document with me so that I can read it. So please do that every 3 weeks. Also, there's one section here for private comments. These are comments that only you and I are going to be able to read. So if you want to say something to me privately, you can write it here. Like, for example, I don't know, very, I don't know, very interesting exercise, or, you know, whatever you want to say. And that's something that only I am going to be able to read, you and I, you know. Now, if you write a class comment, then this is a comment that all the people who are at the same level will be able to read. So depending on, you know, whether you want people to be able to read your comments or not, then you're going to choose which section of these you're going to use. So hopefully this video has been useful, and your journals are a good tool for you to improve your written English.